Happy May the 4th to you all. May the 4th be with you always, my brothers and sisters in the Force. But with all things considered, was Tales of the Empire better than Tales of the Jedi? Let's talk about it. All right, guys, we're here back with Geek, where we cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. This time, Star Wars on May the 4th with Tales of the Empire. I gotta say, with 6 episodes, I gotta say, I don't personally believe that Tales of the Empire was better than Tales of the Jedi. Come at me in the chat section with your thoughts, which one you thought was better or for worse. But overall, I think Tales of the Jedi had better substance, had better quality, and I think the episodes were just a smidge longer, which gave it a little bit more substance, just a little bit more oomph, just a little bit of volume, and the characters that they chose panned out better overall. While I love the cameos that we got sprinkled in here throughout were fantastic. The Grand Inquisitor, great job. Good fill in, really loved it. General Grievous finally got some respect in the Star Wars universe because ever since they powered him down in the micro series or the mini series, he's never really gotten back his shine. This really showed him for what he's fully capable of, all the powers he had, how he can handle business and make things really just pop for the what at that time was the CIS army. He was doing an incredible job of that. Then we saw General Thrawn before he became, Grand Admiral Thrawn. We saw that how he became what he became. He was willing to look to the future and pay the heavy costs up front in order to secure the Empire's future. And that's how he was able to become the person that he was. It was interesting to see that we had Morgan Elsbeth. We got to see the home world that we got to take a look at through The Mandalorian in the season 2 with Ahsoka on that particular, water bridge with the fish where she was fighting Ahsoka 1v1, and she eventually won the Beskar spear from Morgan Elsbeth, and ultimately led to finally getting her captured for any number of reasons. That was a really nice touch. I think Morgan Elsbeth's story overall was better told. I think the character brought more substance. Episodes 1 and episode 2 were good. Episode 3, though, I felt was a bit of a letdown, even though we did have that slight voice intro of Bo-Katan, and anytime you can get Bo-Katan here, I am part of the 2%. Just it is what it is. If you understand the reference, you understand the reference. But episode 4 was easily the best episode of this 6-episode drop. Seeing Operation Nightfall, which for those who are unfamiliar with the terminology, Operation Nightfall is where Anakin led the attack on the Jedi Temple. That was termed Nightfall, which is where Anakin was actually strongest as a Sith throughout his entire tenure. He was more in touch with the Sith dark side on that day than any other particular day in his entirety of his whole career. And he was someone whose power was basically almost unrivaled other than Palpatine. And we got to see how Barriss was able to become part of the Inquisitors and how quickly that turnaround from Jedi to Sith was. It was almost literally immediate. And then from there, though, it was a slow decline on down. I gotta say, episode 4 was probably a 10 out of 10 for me. So it was like peak. It was amazing. I loved what we had. The Darth Vader cameo. Anytime you can get Vader in anywhere, fantastic. But seeing Barriss slowly go through her progression was interesting. All episodes were, let me lead you out like this, were the Sith tenets. It was fear, anger, hate, and then from there we have devoted, realization, and the way out. Fear, anger, and hate are part of the Sith tenets in order for basically what you must follow in order to be a Sith. It is your fear leads you down to path of anger. Anger gives you power. Power is something that you gain through your hatred and so on and so forth. But because you became devoted to learning about a way out, you suddenly have a realization that there's things better and things can be done a certain other way, which Barriss did, which gave her the way out, even though it ultimately led to her culminating in losing her life to Lynn. But she brought Lynn out of the Inquisitor program herself by also showing her that there was still light and there's still a way of being redeemed, and that ultimately fear was still her master. So we covered a lot of bases in this, and there was still a lot of stuff that was delved into. That being said, I think 15 minutes, under 20 minutes, is not enough. I think 25 minutes or at least 22 minutes would have been enough to give us some more form, some more substance, more emotions, get that significant impact that you're looking for on us. I like the series. I'm happy we got to see any level of Star Wars content on May the 4th because I absolutely adore May the 4th. It is a personal holiday for me, a diehard Star Wars fan. So I loved what we got overall. Just think things could have been done a little bit better the way that Tales of the Jedi had been done. If you agree with me, hit that lovely red subscribe button in the bottom right corner or in the red in the description below. I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with me tonight on the live stream and covering all things Star Wars. You'll see me in a little bit to cover My Hero Academia. Thanks so much, guys.